This is my people. I greet you all. Nigerians, you know, in the past few weeks, I've committed myself to making videos and exposing the possible plans of these crops of leaders we are having today. Going into 2027 general election, which I am convinced, convinced that the calculations has already started even beforehand. Yes. Now, I want to say this for record purposes. The leaders we are having today are working day and night to make sure, one, the election come 2027 will be very much unattractive to you and I, that you will find it difficult to leave your house to go and cast your vote. Yes, that is one strategy. When you see the arrays of defection here and there going on today in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you are left but to ask yourself questions. Why are these defection everywhere? Everybody, every political party defecting to the APC. Is it that they are doing so well, that they are working so well, that the people are impressed with their leadership style? Is the reason why they are defecting to APC? Or there is something we do not understand that they know? That is one question. Secondly, I want to tell you there is a move to capture everything even beforehand. Now, let me say this for those of you who are not conversant with the news. INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission of Nigeria, is making a move to make sure you can cast your vote without having a PVC. Yes. And you and I know, whoever creates a system has the loopholes to that system. If that succeeds to come into law, it simply means that those PVCs who are owned by people who have passed on, who are owned by underage, who are owned by people who have changed location, will suddenly become useful. Yes, I'm telling you. One thing you must know, if they succeed in passing that law, in passing that move into law, it simply means we are going back to the era where votes are completed under the mango tree or one man's parlor. Whether you like it or not, that's the truth. Yes. And you can tell the fact that this government is not ready to relinquish power for any reason. Ask yourself, why is everybody defecting to the APC? Is it that they are doing so well, that the government is doing so well and they are impressed? That's why they are defecting. Or is there something you and I don't know? Tell me. If we go back to the era when one man can just sit in his parlor and print 5,000 votes, do you think that will motivate you and I to go out on election day to cast our vote, knowing that our vote is going to be either useless or not counted? The only thing that can motivate Nigerians to cast their vote these days is when they are sure that their vote is going to count. If they succeed in making sure that you and I know that even before the election that our vote is not going to count, then what is the reason you will be having to leave the comforts of your house to polling booths to cast your vote? That is one of their strategy. Now they are planning to make sure they vote without PVC. I laugh. You know one thing about Nigerian government? Like I always say in my videos, while you are calculating or what to do to beat them, or what to do to make sure the people see you better than them, they are calculating on how to beat your strategy. Yes, that's how they do it. Now, there is a huge threat coming from the northern part of the country that they are going to make sure that Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his ally doesn't return to power. That is if your vote will ever count. You in the north should know better. You know how these things are done. If the way the northerners know of rigged election is bypassed or boycotted, and a new way is introduced just to keep these ones in power, it simply means the north has been neutralized, no matter your plans and no matter who are those involved. I am not in support of this government. I am tired of the nonsense APC are doing. But I have to come here to tell you the facts, how it is and how I perceive it's going to be like. They are working tooth and nail day and night to make sure they return to power. And like you are seeing, I don't think we are ready yet in 2027 to unseat these people. Because without electoral and judicial reform, concrete plans being put in place, I see no miss of unseating these personalities from the Aso Rock. No matter how bad it sounds, that is how it is looking like. I will not talk too much. I will stop here for now. I greet you, my people. May your days be long.